We live in the McDonald's bigger than our own.
We live in a society.
We got a special guest with us here today. How about you introduce yourself and tell us where we can find you on social media? You actually save that for the ending. Just introduce yourself.
I am Jared Stringini.
All right, that's good enough.
And I'm on
Stop
YouTube.com. I'm on Twitter.org. Is Twitter.org? No.
If you probably look that up, you'll probably get a virus.
I am right here this way.
Caleb's
Going
over
back
there.
here to right here. I challenge you guys to be as interested in this as humanly possible. Wow. I don't want to see any long faces. So from Realtor.com, Kamala Harris has a new desk, and it may be better than Joe Biden's.
You're not, are you serious?
I am absolutely serious. This is a real thing.
Is he serious?
This is a real thing.
I mean, Jared, she's got a nice desk. It's made from the finest timber.
It's elephant skin all over it?
Here's a preview of what you'll be reading.
I can't see, I don't have my glasses on.
Well, he's scrolling through a lot of stuff,
What?
I'll tell you that.
Oh my gosh, it's just to tell everyone that she's maybe has a Game Boy Advance in her drawer somewhere.
Paragraph 1.
Oh my gosh.
Of 100.
Yeah.
How long do you think this will take?
Hopefully less than 30 minutes.
I gotta get to the Mackie D's. Grab me a couple
Depends
of
on-
doubles.
Depends on how many times you'll say stuff like that. Cut
Well,
me
what do you
off.
want me to do? Sit here like,
When new U.S. presidents are sworn in, one of their first jobs is to select from among a half a dozen famous desks to install.
I might just leave for this one. You guys can do it.
Now also,
Sit down!
okay, when new U.S. presidents are sworn in, one of their first jobs is to select from among a half a dozen famous desks to install in the Oval Office. But the second in command has never had such a lofty tradition until now.
Man, it's just leaning over his shoulder, like, you know that famous sculpture or painting of the guy holding like planet Earth? That's like Kamala right there, pecs and all.
Is that like some sort of drug, Pexanol?
I think Pexanol is what you do when you get like a growth in your calf. When you squeeze it and the ooze comes out. You know what I'm talking about, Caleb?
Kamala Harris, our nation's first female and woman of color vice president, is finally getting a historic piece worthy of her status.
This sucks.
Kamala.
As we know, Joe Biden ultimately selected the Resolute desk, which was made out of old wood that came from a British Royal Navy ship called the HMS Resolute. And now Harris has become the proud recipient of her own Resolute-style desk that we dare say may look as good as, if not better, than Biden's.
Biden's got a pretty nice desk. I don't know.
Yeah,
Have you seen his desk? I mean, it's a nice desk.
Biden's desk is made of the wood from the Titanic, guys. I mean, come on, it's pretty hard.
One year, when Biden was young and musky, he would dive into the deep and collect materials from the Titanic to build his desk. And then Kamala Harris walks in. She's like, mine's better. I don't think that's fair.
It says, here's more about Harris's new desk and how it speaks to something that many of us are craving more of in our home decor today.
Diabetes.
A brief history of Kamala Harris's new desk.
Oh my gosh.
This table is loaded with history.
Yes.
Like Biden's desk, the new vice president's workspace was also made from reclaimed wood. This time, it came from a U.S. warship called the USS Constitution, which was built in 1794 and is currently moored at the Charleston Navy Yard in Boston. The desk pieces were taken from Constitution cast-offs during 2 recent restorations, which took place between 2007 and 2017.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Man, I'm just like, my sphincter is just loosening up for how excited I am.
In addition to Harris's desk, a second desk was made this year.
What?
This one was gifted, fittingly, to the office of the Secretary of the Navy, a post that's currently held by Thomas Harker in an acting capacity. Both desks were built by the U.S. Navy Seabees, a group that builds and maintains U.S. military bases around the world.
Navy Seabees is my favorite cereal.
Yeah? What flavor is it?
Well, it's sort
Scum.
of it's like Lucky Charms. You got the navies, Navy, CBFG.
To add even more history to these pieces, materials were also lifted from several other ships, among them the USS Chesapeake and the USS Arizona, which was sunk during the Pearl Harbor attack in 1941.
If Kamala Harris was getting a robot arm, I'd care more about this stuff.
Kamala Harris has got a new toilet with 2 holes in it, one for each dookie when it splits. And I just gotta say, from the heart, I think it's better than Biden's.
According to the Navy, it took the Seabees crew just 7 weeks to put these desks together.
So, wait, 7 weeks for a desk?
So that's like a month,
Give the
almost
lady
2 months.
give the lady a table.
These are the desks of Valhalla, Derek. You don't understand. These will ascend to the heavens on just
Only
how
the chosen
well they
one.
hold her paper still.
Should I put on a mask?
right.
I think this guy's got the Rona and I don't trust him. No.
No, I've extracted it with a tweezer.
Jared cut open his love handle and squeezed the Rona out.
Yeah, I stitched up the scar back together with
we're
Elmer's
going way
glue.
beyond the
What are you
subject.
talking about?
We're talking about a desk.
Whose desk? Kamala?
I think so.
Camel Harris?
Kamala Humpus.
Where's her hump located?
It's
Somewhere in her neck folds.
Just somewhere deep inside.
If you like crawl through her neck folds and you get to the bottom, you're like, it's the hump. Yeah, you gotta stab Kamala Harris in the hump with the Warlock's Chris.
As you stab it, a beam of light shoots out, and lo and behold,
It gets in your eyes and you're like, ah!
and as you envision, you see her desk form into the light, and you're like,
Hail Harris's desk! Hail it!
what are you talking about?
After the 7 weeks, which included detailed carvings of eagles and stars, as well as several staining and finishing coats. But its materials. But it's the materials, think copper, nails, bolts, and steel plating, that came from the original ships that truly make these desks one of a kind. The ships built before the mid-1800s were made with hand tools, and the nails and hinges were hand-forged or cast.
Try to imagine being the person gathering all this information. Just imagine them, just like they go on an expedition to figure this out. They're like dressed up as Indiana Jones, like traveling. What are you talking about?
I'm chanting for Kamala's desk.
The ships built before the mid-1800s were made with hand tools, and the nails and hinges were hand-forged or cast, says interior designer Beverly Solomon. This requires some of the greatest carpentry skills imaginable.
Sounds very interesting.
So it's so interesting.
Why
We're halfway
building
done.
furniture from old materials is a big trend today.
Sorry, a ladybug got in my hand.
And she's like,
Show my desk show. Look at the desk show.
no, how she's like, this is the biggest creep.
Yeah.
Like she's the kind of person to eat a popsicle and be like,
It's flavored strawberry show.
and then
Yeah.
she's like, not today.
Okay, time to continue on.
Yeah, keep reading. Don't let me interrupt you.
While repurposing old ship parts as new desks may not be the easy way to create a workspace, this trend of gaining steam lately because people are craving one-of-a-kind pieces with a sense of history. Quote, I'm seeing many people opting for items with stories or sentimentality over things that are generic, brand new, or come from a big box store, says
Big
Drew
box
Henry
store.
of Design Dudes. Quote,
What?
and Harris's desk is a great example of that. And while wood from ships may not be plentiful, it's particularly coveted since water acts to preserve the wood. Wood will last virtually forever if kept perfectly dry or if submerged.
You think we're gonna actually look up stuff about?
Oh, it
Kamala
says
Harris's-
what destroys it is going back and forth from wet to dry.
Oh, okay.
In fact, Solomon adds,
That was the most
"Some
interesting thing we've seen so far, and it's not unrelated to the desk.
We haven't seen anything.
Yeah, what does this desk look like?
Okay, here. I'll show you guys.
Let me see the desk.
Yeah, let's see. Is it a pretty cool desk?
I mean, it's a nice desk, but come on. Just step off. You don't need to write a whole book about
Yeah,
it.
it's nice, but it's like,
Well, like,
she has a desk. Move on.
Like, it's a good desk, but I mean, come on.
I'm not gonna eat off of it.
I don't feel like
I'm not gonna
looking
kiss
up
it.
a Google image. So in fact, Solomon adds, some people make a living dredging sunken wood from rivers and other bodies of water because it's still usable. Ships aside, many types of old wood are high in demand today. Wood is expensive, and boards made from black walnut, tiger oak, and burled maple bring a premium. Okay.
Well, it's for those of us who are reading this article and want to buy some expensive wood.
Solomon says, adding that she and her husband have salvaged a number of antiques made from precious woods, upcycling various parts to build new pieces.
I have an important question. I wonder if they'll answer it. How much did it cost to build this stupid desk?
Probably thousands of dollars in taxpayer money.
I'll separately look that up. We're almost near the end.
They
Probably
infused
costs
the
more than
stain that they used to stain her desk with her blood, so it's part of her.
Probably. You know she's a Satan worshiper, right? She said so.
Hail Satan, Joe!
Breaking
Then Joe's
news,
like, "Go
Kamala
away."
Harris kissed Satan on the mouth.
Some fans, rather than pay through the nose for these historic pieces, are taking the DIY route, salvaging and restoring their own furnishings. Lately, people are enjoying woodworking as a hobby, so restoring old furniture is more popular than ever, says Solomon. Final paragraph.
This is the final paragraph? Hold on, I'm gonna stand for this one.
So while you probably can't score a desk made by the Seabees out of centuries-old timber, you can certainly find your own piece of history to furnish your own work-from-home space or beyond. I think I almost cried at the end there. Okay, so here's a bonus at the end of this.
It's the bonus. More like the bogus. Slap it. Give me some skin, man. Give me some skin.
I'm gonna quickly search how much did Kamala Harris's desk cost.
It's a good question, because I think that'll add a lot of context how much of a scumbag Kamala is. Kamala Harris, have you ever personally beheaded a cow?
Not today.
Have you
I
found
can't find any sort of price.
They probably don't want to
Actually, I
disclose
did
that.
find a mildly more interesting bit to this story that the first article left out. Donald Trump was the one who approved the construction of all these desks
That's funny.
while he was still president.
That's funny.
They were made January 4th. But it's still Kamala Harris who chose which ones she wanted.
But my gosh, you
I
know
guess
what
in anticipation, maybe that's just part of Trump's job to approve the desks made for the next president or whatever. So that may just be completely irrelevant.
But it's still, why the heck did they write a whole article about Kamala Harris's desk and how it might even be better than Joe Biden's, the demented
yeah,
old
the whole
guy.
her desk may be better than Joe's, even though we never learned why it may be better than Joe's.
We just learned a lot about a desk.
Because as far as I know, I don't see much difference. It just seems like, yeah, it's basically like Joe's Biden. It's just her own Resolute desk. Just like Joe Biden gets a Resolute desk. Wow. So I don't know why hers is better. I think it's because that she's a lady and it makes it better, probably. So that's all.
Leave a comment if you got a desk that's as good as Kamala's. All right.
Whoa!